Willpower is not a fuel tank. That is the definition you were handed, and it is the reason you keep losing with it. The story goes like this. You get a full tank in the morning. You spend it on hard things all day, and by the evening it runs dry, so of course you fold. It sounds true because it matches how the day feels from the inside. It is still wrong. Willpower is not a substance you store and burn. Willpower is what you do with the 1 second where the wanting dies. That's the whole thing. Not the week, not the day. 1 second. And it arrives for every man alive, including the ones you think were built different. The wanting is not the engine. The wanting is a mood, and moods leave. What you have already built for the second after it leaves, that is the part that carries a man. Look at how this actually runs in your life. 3 weeks ago, you decided you were getting your body back, and you have been serious about it. You read about the training splits, you compared 2 apps and picked the better one. You watched a man explain the science of it for 40 minutes, nodding the whole way, and it felt like something was moving. You have not done a single push-up, or take the other one. There is one call you actually have to make. It has been on the list for 4 days, and yesterday, you cleaned the entire kitchen instead. You wiped the top of the refrigerator. No man on this earth wipes the top of the refrigerator unless he is avoiding something, and the call did not shrink while you scrubbed. It got heavier every hour you left it there, until by night it weighed too much to pick up, which, if you're honest, is exactly what you needed it to weigh. That was never a fuel shortage. You had energy. You spend it on the refrigerator. There's the man who decides, and there's the man who has to execute, and those two are never standing in the same moment. The one who decides is fed, rested, a little lit up, usually late in the evening, feeling something real. The one who executes is drained, half distracted, standing in a hallway with nothing left in him and no idea what he agreed to. You keep signing checks on behalf of a man who will not be in the room when they clear. And when he does not show, you do the thing that costs you the most. You call it character. You decide the problem is that you are the kind of man who does not finish what he starts. That verdict is the single most expensive thing you carry, because a fuel problem is a bad week, and a character problem is a life sentence you handed yourself without a trial. Put that verdict down for a second. The gap between deciding and doing is not a flaw stitched into you personally. It is in everybody, including the men you look at and assume are made of iron. They're not walking around with a bigger tank. Most of them pre-decided, on purpose or by accident, so that the hard moment never got a vote, and you are not one thing either. You have been the man who did the boring work for 11 straight days, and you have been the man who let a whole month go by without touching it. Both of those are you. A man is not a fixed setting, and the day you stop describing yourself with permanent words is the day the next 20 years stop being written already. Which brings us to the part nobody wants. Your conditions did not put you here. Your actions did. The economy is real. The exhaustion is real. The job that takes everything and gives back a paycheck is real. And none of it walked into your kitchen and cleaned the refrigerator for you. That was your hand. And I know that sounds harsh, but it is the only good news in the whole thing. If your circumstances ran your life, you would need the world to change first, and the world is not taking requests. If your actions run your life, then the next one is yours. Broke is not a permanent identity. Out of shape is not a permanent identity. The man who does not follow through is not a permanent identity. Those are all descriptions of a pattern, and a pattern is just a decision you made so many times you stopped noticing you were making it. Here's the one move, and it is free. Stop deciding what you are going to do and start deciding when, not the goal, the trigger. Take one thing, the smallest honest version of it, and bolt it to a moment that already exists in your day without you. Not tomorrow, not when you have time, a moment. When I hang up the last work call, I stand up and walk to the end of the street. When I set my keys on the counter, I do 10 push-ups before I sit down. When the kettle goes on, I make the call. Say it out loud once. It will feel stupid. Say it anyway, because you are not building motivation. You are removing the negotiation. What kills you is not the difficulty. It is the debate that starts the second the wanting dies, and a man who has already decided when does not attend the debate. The moment shows up and the body just goes, and it is nowhere near as heroic as you imagined it would have to be. Do that, and something quiet starts. The first week it will feel like nothing, because it is nothing. 1 walk, 10 push-ups, 1 call. But a man is built out of repetitions, not out of moments, and the repetitions stack whether or not you feel them stacking. 6 weeks in, you will catch your reflection and not flinch the way you have been flinching. That is not magic. That is arithmetic. And you will miss days. Understand that now, so it does not take you out later. You will skip it. And the old voice will step up and say, see, same as always. And that voice is lying to you with a straight face. The measure was never a perfect run. The measure is what you do the second the wanting dies again, and it will die again. A man who misses 2 days and shows up on the third is still in this. A man who misses 2 days and uses them as evidence has quit and called it self-knowledge. So miss it. And come back the next day. And do not turn it into a referendum on who you are. You have a mentor now. Come back tomorrow. If this hit you, subscribe and ride with us daily. No comfort, just discipline.
Subscribe. Tomorrow, you drive stronger.